everyone. I'm Simone Kason. I am the owner of Candace Capital Insurance and Candace Capital Holdings, and I wanted to jump in and give you some tips on success with money. Right? So these are tips that I bet you probably have never heard. So let's jump into this. Let's get started. So the first tip that I'm going to tell you is if you can't buy it twice, you probably can't afford it if it's a big purchase, right? What does that mean? Well, first of all, a lot of the times we want to take our big purchases and we want to put them on credit. And so that means that it's going to incur interest. We're going to be paying on it for a long time. If you can get away with not doing it and paying it in full, that is what you should be doing, right? So now your house, you're going to have a mortgage on. I get that. Most of the time your cars or whatever. But if you ended up getting into a situation where you have the money or have a larger amount of money to be able to invest in yourself or in whatever this is, do it. And then how do you determine if you can afford it? Well, in a lot of cases, if you are really trying to bridge the wealth gap and you're really trying to be able to increase your net worth, then you want to look at, can I buy it twice? If I can buy it twice, then that means that I can afford it. If I can't buy it twice, that means that I can have it, but still I'm going to have to make some concessions while I am making this purchase. All right. The other rule of thumb that I want everybody to know is the 50-30-20. That means that 50% of your income should go to your necessities. The 30% should go to your savings, and then 20% of that should go to your investing. But make sure that as you start to increase your income, that so do you increase your dividends and be able to pay and pay yourself first. So when you're going in, you want to make sure that you have at least 1 year's savings of an emergency fund just in case something happens. And then also you want to be able to increase your investing into yourself or whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's your 401k or whatever, at a minimum of 20%. This is something that I want everyone to be able to hear. Never, ever, ever question spending on things that you really, really love, especially after you've gotten out of debt and you've gotten into a better situation. You should be able to go and travel. You should be able to buy the books that you want. You should be able to go out for dinner. Those things, those small things that make you happy, you should be able to do those. But what you want to do is make sure that you get rid of like a lot of the frivolous spending and things that don't really, really make you feel well, right? But those things that make you feel well, like spending time with your family and going out on vacations and having a great restaurant that you go to frequently, those things you should still be able to do. And then last but not least, making sure that you stay within your moral compass. If you like to give to charities, you should not have to stop giving to charities. At any place, you should be able to give more. But make sure that you're getting rid of all of those frivolous things that are taking you away from doing things that you really like and love. Last but not least, buy the best. You buy cheap, you buy twice. You buy great, you buy once. Buy wonderful items that you can keep for a long time. So even though you may buy something that's inexpensive, that usually doesn't mean that it's going to last long and you'll have to rebuy it over and over and over and over again. You want to get to the point where you're only making a purchase of something as least frequently as possible. So hold on to it, buy the best products, and be able to save money in the long run. Well, I'm Simone Kason. I am the owner of Candace Capital Insurance Firm and Candace Capital Holdings. And so I really appreciate you guys. Make sure that you continue to follow me.